Hello to my beautiful children of the internet. Just kidding. But I just wanted to talk about some things because obviously I love talking about things, and I also have just been very drawn to talking about the things in life, the situations that often occur that tend to make me uncomfortable and scared, because I feel like the more that I acknowledge these things, I understand how they happen often, and how I think a lot of people experience them, and how they can usually be resolved in some way by just speaking about it. And so what I want to talk about is how sometimes when you sometimes it's oh, okay. So what I want to talk about is how something that when you really care about something and you think something is really great, and somebody disagrees with you and they don't think that thing is great, or they don't really care about it, and not just that sort of like judgment or misunderstanding, but how it can affect your own relationship with that thing, when it's like, okay, it's fine that they had that opinion, but like, why is it now affecting the way that I see this thing? Like, I should still feel the same way. Before I felt excited and like this was important, and now I'm starting to think, well, maybe it doesn't really matter. Maybe it actually is bad. And so basically, struggling to basically taking people's words too strong, taking people's opinions too strong. I'm working on my sculpture, and this is something that I have felt this whole time. Like, I've just been so, hold on. So I have just been like really happy with this sculpture that I'm making ever since, and this is another thing. Well, I was feeling a little bit indifferent about it. And then like once I was starting to like have formed more pieces of it and it was kind of like developing, I was receiving a lot of compliments, a lot of positive feedback from my classmates, from my professor, saying like, wow, this is so cool, and like, I love that you're doing hard things. It's not, it's more of complicated than hard. It's not hard, it's time consuming and tedious. Um, but yeah, and that made me feel a lot better about my project, and that made me feel like, wow, maybe this is good. Maybe I should be excited about this, which is great. We love some support, but my only problem with that is that I don't want to rely on my belief, and I don't want to rely on the judgments and opinions of others to dictate how I feel about something, especially if it's something that I'm making. Like, I don't want to think that something is important or good just because others have said so. And same thing goes with thinking that something that you've made, or I mean, this applies to anything, but in this context, it's about this specific piece. So, but then once someone about something that you've made says, like, maybe you're very excited about it and you feel, wow, this is going great. And then they're kind of just like, okay. Like, they see it and they're just like, yeah. Or they're like, what's going on with this? What is this? Because that's kind of what has happened to me with this just now, because I was working on the sculpture, I was receiving nice comments from people, and alongside that, I was thoroughly enjoying the process of making it. Like, I was sitting here making it just for so many hours this week and weekend. And I don't care because I've been enjoying the process so much that I've been like, oh my gosh, is this my future? Like, is this what I'm gonna be doing? Like, this is so enjoyable to create. I love making this. It's so exciting to me, and I feel like I do like where this piece is. I think this piece is interesting and I like it, but I absolutely think that I could make much better things based off of the same principles and ideas, but because it's like your first time, like if I do this and then I do like two more things, it's gonna be way better. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm sitting here being like, holy shit, like I am really proud of this and like I can't wait to see it all done. And so my family came and visited today, and so I like told them about it, and then whenever they came back, which is sometimes odd for me with them, I was not asked to show it, but I wanted to, so I like brought it out and like tried it on. And the reaction wasn't rude, it wasn't mean. It's just I think that I have this thing, like I guess it's a common trend. It's like I'm more disturbed whenever people don't have anything to say about things that I've made. Like that makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, please like say anything. Even if it's like even if the thing being said is like, oh, you should do this instead, or like I don't really like that. But so yeah. They were kind of just like the look in their eyes, guys, they were so confused, I feel like, by this. And that's honestly completely understandable. This shit is confusing. Like, what am I making? And like, that's a completely understandable way to feel. But my problem with it is that I saw this thing as like, wow, this feels like so amazing and important, and like I'm so interested in this thing that I'm making. And then after their not so interested reaction, began to feel like less excited and less sure of myself with this one. And I I don't think that I don't want to be that way, because I think that if I felt like this was something important and beautiful and something that I'm proud of before, then I don't think that I think that I should take other people's criticism and try to improve off of what I've made. I think there's absolutely room for improvement. And honestly, like, I think if people want to just say, like, I don't like that at all, that's also fine. And I try to take these things into consideration, but at the end of the day, it is most important to keep on just like making things that I actually care about, and like I shouldn't really be basing my idea of importance off of anyone else in this sort of situation. So that's basically all I wanted to say, is that I think that I am someone who is easily affected by outside voices and criticisms, but I am also someone who tries very hard not to be. And I think that I try so hard not to be because I am. And yeah, I guess I just kind of wanted to like make this little talk to like remind myself that I don't really know what I'm doing. I just think that it's good to acknowledge, like, because I didn't at first understand, like, oh wait, why am I not excited to work on my project again? Why am I starting to feel like these sort of negative emotions about it when I was feeling so like high and happy about it before? And it's like, that's because you received not the best, like, reaction in the world from it. And that's completely fine, but I just think it's important to sometimes, like, subconsciously, I take on the opinions of others and I don't even know it. So I think it's just something good to be aware of, because even outside of the sphere of art and things like that, with things like these opinions, I think that in any way in the world we could be affected by these things. So, and I definitely am. And it's not something that I necessarily want to push away, because, like, people share opinions because they think that, well, first of all, they just can, but also usually people share opinions because they think that it's important to bring to the table and to add something new to the conversation. And so I'm always gonna, like, take that into consideration. I think it's important, and I just think that it's simultaneously good to be aware of how these things can affect you without you knowing, so that you actually are given the opportunity to say, do I want to take this opinion or this feedback, or do I want to not take it? Because at the end of the day, it's your choice. So, and in this situation, I would not like to take this is the thing. My family said nothing rude. They said nothing rude. They were just like, not, they didn't see what I saw in it, which is fine. But I don't want to stop seeing what I saw in it, because I think that I like what I saw in it, and I feel like I don't want to think of it less than because of that interaction. And that's just my choice. And yeah. So that's basically it. Basically trying not to let anything affect me, because this does happen sometimes. Like, it has happened with people who I also am very, like, close with, and I've, like, shown them something that I've made or something that I'm thinking about that I'm very excited or proud of, and I feel like sometimes they don't like it, or they maybe just don't understand it or something, and they are kind of just like, yeah, that's cool, which is literally a completely fine response. But I think it's just because I care so deeply about these things that, like, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, that's it? Like, like, it wasn't that great. The idea wasn't that good. Like, I didn't execute it good enough. Or, like, I just start going crazy in my head and thinking about all these things just because I didn't get praised. But it's like, I don't need to be praised. I know that. I don't need to be praised. But sometimes if I don't receive praise, then I'm like, oh my gosh, I completely messed up. I'm realizing this is all very stemmed from my childhood, low-key, but because I either want to be completely ignored or praised, you know what I mean? Oh god. But anyway, yeah, so after people say things like that and aren't as excited, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so embarrassed that I shared this thing. Like, I should have never shown anyone that I did this. Like, why did I do this in the first place? Like, I should literally be quiet and go away and never do anything again. That's not the answer, honey. That's not the answer. So yeah, I'm trying to believe in myself more, because I think that if I so strongly feel within myself about something, that means that there's at least a little bit of hope for whatever. Yeah. I don't know if any of that made sense, but so this is me doing part of the project. This is a little, like, spear ball that I sort of, like, I don't know, I changed it up a couple times, and yeah, so this is just me working on it. But then there's gonna be a bunch of clips of me trying on the sculpture during the process, because by the time I got to, like, the backside, I was like, I can't freaking tell what's going on when I wear this thing. Like, looking in the mirror doesn't help. So yes, and then now I am putting in photos from critique of me wearing it and stuff, and then I'm gonna talk about it because it made me really happy. Guys, I just had my critique and it literally it was so fun. Like, I was already feeling, like, this morning my mental number was literally 10. Like, I don't know why. I honestly woke up this morning and I was like, our house is so cold right now. So I woke up this morning and I was like journaling and I was like, I feel like shit. I still feel bad. And I felt like I, because of the reasons that I felt bad, I was like, I don't feel like feeling bad about this. Like, and then I complained to my journal about my feelings and I was just like, I don't I don't feel like feeling bad today. So, and somehow I think because I decided that and the things I was feeling bad about were sort of like productivity related in a way. Some of, not all of them, but some of them were. And so I was finally able to get my visa shit on roll. So that took off a lot of stress. And they literally already sent me an email back being like, we like are like, I got all the confirmations and stuff. So I just feel relieved about that. And then I felt like, okay, I can do this week. And then I went to class and we went to like a critique room and it was just like so much fun and so much fun to see like everyone's work and like everyone did like, oh my gosh, everyone did so good on this project. Like everyone was, I don't know, it was so cool to see everyone's work and to understand the stories behind them. I feel like I've never felt like close with a class, and it's not even like super, super close, but I feel like I love this class and I don't know, like, it's, I'm just so grateful that I like know these people and like that they're comfortable enough to like share things about their life and themselves with the class. And it's so nice because it's like they're comfortable and that makes me feel comfortable. And like normally something like this, like being in a small little white, like a literal small little white box with a ton of lights on me in front of people, having to wear something and then being asked to like move in it and talk about myself would normally be like a crazy anxiety inducing situation for me. Like normally that doing that would be like, well, that's hell. And the thing is, I feel so comfortable. Like it did still make me nervous, but I just feel so comfortable with these people and I'm so grateful for that. Like it's very, very nice. I've never felt that way with like a class before. But anyway, it was such a good critique and I felt like just because it was fun, like it was fun, but also I felt really good because like I received a lot of positive feedback about my work and it made me feel good because I felt like everyone saw it in the way that not everyone saw it in the way that I did, but I think that like my intentions and what I made was like appreciated and that felt really good. Like it felt very good to receive that. And yeah, so I'm just feeling like happy, grateful and inspired. Love that. So I'm a conquer today, but anyway, I just wanted to just finish this off by saying like how, I don't know, this project feels like I just could tell when I was making it and I feel like I can tell now, like in a way it feels very pivotal and important. Yeah, so that's cool. I'm gonna hop on my laptop and do some things. God bless. Maybe never mind, I'm not gonna say that, but shout out to my professor who I have tomorrow because she canceled our class because it's election day and I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I don't think that my other classes are canceled, but that's my first class of the day in the morning, and I'm just like, oh, and that happened during class. So I went up to my friend who we have sculpture and this other class together, and I was like, yo, she canceled class. And we were like, because yes, so nice. But yeah, I'm glad that I decided this morning that I wanted to like just be like, I don't want to feel like shit. I don't feel like being so weighed down by all these things. Like I just want to get my shit done and like just like I don't know, I just want to feel good. So yeah. And I felt good. I hope today goes well. I'll probably get tired, but I don't know. Feeling a lot better. So, thank you.